Okay, so welcome back. Now I'm going to do an example of what it means to parameterize a curve. Okay, so we start with this example. We've got this XY curve, so this is just on the rectangular plane, right? Rectangular coordinate system, XY plane. And so I'm going to parameterize this. Now the easiest way to do this, and this is the way that the book does it too, or this example does it, but the easiest way to parameterize a curve is just to make x equal to t, right? So I can just say let right? So I can just let x of t just be equal to t, right? So when I parameterize the curve, that means for every value of x, every value of t, x of t is just going to equal that, okay? And then y of t then equals what? Well, if I substitute in t here, right? So that means y of t is going to equal t squared minus 1, right? And so now, look at that. I've parameterized the curve. So I've got this parametric equation and this parametric equation, and those together will give me this. So now I'm going to do t, right? So let's do values of t. Let's do -4, -3, -2, and okay, let's see what we get. Now, since these are the values of t, x of t is just equal to t, so these are just going to be the same. Okay? And now, we're going to plug in the values of t in for y of t. So, when this is going to be 16 minus 1, which is going to be 15, right? -4 squared is 16 minus 1 is 15. And then -3 squared is 9 minus 1, which is 8. And then -2 squared is 4 minus 1, which is 3. And then -1 squared is 1 minus 1, which is 0. And then 0 squared is 0 minus 1 is -1. And then here we get 1 squared is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0, and then we get 3, and then we get 8, and we get 15. Okay? And so now, if we plot this thing, what do we get? Well, notice that if we go back to the original equation, it's a parabola, right? So let's plot that parabola. Okay, so let's plot that. Okay, so where's this parabola at? So let's mark these. Okay, and then what do we got? Well, if we plot it, we've got, again, if we use our translations, this is a parabola that's centered at -1, so it's down here, so the vertex is right here, right? Right, so here we're -1, and then it goes to 0 on both sides. And then it goes to 3. Right, and -2 and 2. So it goes up to 3. And so it does something like this, right? Now, the one thing, because we could have graphed this, right? We could have graphed this just y equals x squared minus 1 and used transformations, right? Or we could have just plotted those points and plotted the same thing. The one thing we don't have, though, is the direction, right? So what happens is here, at -4, y is at 15. X is at -4. Right, so at -4, we're at 15, right, way up here. Okay, and then at -3, when t is -3, we're at -3 comma 8. Right, and then at -2, when t is -2, then we're at -2 comma 3, which is right here. Right? So what happens? We're going in this direction, right? And then at -1, we're at -1, 0, right? And then at 0, 0, we're at -1. And so we see that a particle on this curve is traveling on the curve in this direction. Okay? And that's how you parameterize a curve. Have a good day.